to another session at the Government Information Center. My name is Angela Situmbeko, and I will be your host for today. So the Government of the Republic of Namibia, through the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, will host the 4th Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit Challenge 2022. So Namibia won a bid to host 3 consecutive years in collaboration with the African Tourism Partners and the United Nations Tourism Partners Organization. The summit is anticipated to help reposition Namibia as a tourism destination. It is expected to take place on the 26th to the 29th of July 2022 at the Safari Court Hotel. Today in studio, I am joined by Mr. Sebulon Chikalu, who is the Director of Tourism and Gaming at the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, as well as Ms. Paula Olivier, the PR and Media Coordinator of the Namibian Tourism Board. So welcome in studio.
Thank you.
So today's topic is Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge 2022. But before we get into our discussion today, I would like to give a chance to the Ministry of Health and Social Services to present the weekly COVID update. So Honorable Dr. Shangula, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, moderator, esteemed panelists, dear compatriots. As we informed last week, that we will only give weekly COVID-19 reports. This is the first weekly report we are giving today. So for the past week, that is from the 15th to the 20th of July 2022, we have received 1,338 tests, and out of those, 40 are tested positive for COVID-19, representing 3% positivity ratio. Of these positive cases, 39 are new and 1 is a reinfection. The sex distribution is 23 males, of which 22 are new cases and 17 females, all new cases. The age ranges from 4 months to 81 years. They as follow. Comas recorded during that period 14 cases, Ohangwena 6, Oshana 4, Erongo, Umsati, and Ochodonjupa 3 each, Karas, Zambezi 2 each, Kavango East and Kunene 1 each. As I have stated, they are recorded from 10 regions. 2 cases among those are learners and 2 are healthcare workers. Of these reported cases, 3 have received 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccine, 9 have received 2 doses, of which 6 have received booster doses, 2 are not eligible, means they are below 12 years old, and 26 are not vaccinated. 47 recoveries were recorded from 7 regions as follows. Comas, 25, Erongo, Oshikoto, and Ochodonjupa, 6 each, Umsati 2, Ohangwena and Kavango East, 1 each. As at 20th of July 2022, the number of active cases is 127. 18 cases are currently hospitalized, of which 1 is intensive care unit. None of those hospitalized cases is vaccinated. Hospitalization is as follows: Ohangwena 4, Oshana 4, Erongo 3, Chodonjupa 3, Umsati 2, Comas 1, Karas 1, and Hardap has only previous admission, but not this time anymore. During the period under review, We have recorded 2 deaths. One is a COVID death of a 61-year-old female from a Nana district with comorbidities and died at a health facility on the 9th of July. The deceased was not vaccinated. The second death is a COVID-19 related death recorded from a poor district, that of 59-year-old who died at the health facility on the 18th of July 2022. The deceased was not vaccinated. By the 19th of July 2021, a total of 506,359 people aged 18 years and above have received COVID-19 vaccine, representing 34.2% of the adult target population. This is a milestone that we have achieved, that is 500,000. A total of 178,241 have received the Johnson & Johnson vaccines, while 267,020 adults have received 2 doses of other vaccine types. Hence, 445,261 adults have completed their vaccination schedule, translating into 30.2% of that target population. 24,662 children aged 12 to 17 years have received 1 dose of the Pfizer vaccine, representing 8% of the target population. Of these 12,595 are fully vaccinated. Hence, the cumulative number of people vaccinated with the first dose of COVID-19 for both adults and children is 531,021, of which 457,856 are fully vaccinated, translating into 25.7% of the total target population. So at least 1/4 of Namibian population, the target group, is now vaccinated. 80,973 people have received COVID-19 booster dose. In terms of summary, the cumulative cases now, including reinfection, stands at 169,440. Recoveries, 165,227, giving us a recovery rate of 97.5%. Total number of deaths now stand at 3,718, and 353 are COVID-related deaths, giving us a sum total of 4,071. We have so far tested 1,067,667 individuals against COVID-19 since the beginning of the pandemic. This concludes today's weekly update on COVID-19 situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable, for that COVID-19 update. So getting back into topic, our topic today is the 4th Africa in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge. So getting into the topic today, Mr. Chikalo, could you kindly briefly give us a background on what the Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge is about?
Thank you, Priscilla. Yeah, I think this is the event. This is an agenda for youth in tourism. It started a few years ago where the youth in Africa identified the gap within the global travel and tourism, and especially on the African continent. And they said, well, how do we bring the youth in to push the youth agenda? So it was then birthed between Accra, which is Ghana, and South Africa, Durban, and then the African tourism partners, together United Nations, World Tourism Organization, and other partners, then agreed, I mean, of course, as an agenda from the youth themselves to say, well, let's start an agenda. And then that's how the summit started, which is Africa Youth in Tourism Summit and Challenge.
Yes.
So it's basically saying, yeah, well, how do we get the youth involved in the tourism development? Discussing things that are really pertinent. And this is the event. It happens once in a year. And that's why it's so important that for Namibian youth and the youth in the African continent as well, for those who are able to come, should be able to come really to share the experiences and find a network of other youth and see how others are doing it elsewhere, and then be able to form partnerships and networks and among themselves, including speakers and other professionals in the tourism fraternity are coming over and really sharing the agenda that's relevant for the youth today.
Yes, that's a very important aspect to touch on, how important networking is in such an environment and learning from other people as well. So, Ms. Olivia, could you kindly tell us what inspired the 4th Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge?
Thank you very much, Angela. Wow, where do we start? We are so excited to host this event. It's first of its kind in Namibia. And I think it was really long awaited, especially for our younger generation. As my colleague alluded to, the idea was always on the table. And, you have these youngsters with all these brilliant ideas. What platform do you create for them to empower them and to give them actually also the opportunity to bring forth what they have been always looking forward to and connect them with expertise, people in the field. And what better platform do we have here to just bring them out in numbers, to come and learn, to be trained, to be set. I always say, you've never been too old to learn.
Yes.
So I'm sure that this will definitely create that opportunity for the youth that they've been looking forward to, so that they can build forth on what is being offered to them.
So I find this to be such a great initiative, as you said, for the youth, considering how tourism is one of the biggest sectors in Namibia. So it is quite vital to build on that and to bring the youngsters in it as well and to get them excited.
Absolutely.
So could you also share with us, Ms. Olivia, what kind of activities and exhibitions are expected to be showcased at the summit? What can people expect?
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, Angela, we're going to have a jam-packed program from the beginning to the end, so one can look forward to a master's class starting from the word go from the 26th. That is the way youth can come in numbers, to come and sit, to be trained, to listen to experts in the field of tourism. You have the idea, but sometimes it's difficult to put that idea into a result in practice. So this is actually the opportunity where they can come in and just sit and tap into that information. That is we are bringing in speakers all over the globe. So they will definitely have something to carry away. On top of that, we have got an exhibition throughout the summit, whereby people can come and then obviously exhibit their products. This is also young innovation youth that came up with the idea of a product, to develop a product, but also, again, don't have the idea as to, I've done my product now, what way should I put it out? How should I start? This is where you start now to learn, to get information. You obviously, there's still some exhibition stalls available where they can still come and register and exhibit any idea that they do have there. We have also a lot of industry members that are going also to exhibit. This is now big players in the industry. We have got also exhibitors that are coming in to come and exhibit clothing, arts and crafts, and I mean the list is endless. So I would want to again just stress that there is still exhibition stalls available. They must just log in and fill up the registration forms and so on. But the main important thing is that they should come and get this information that they have been looking forward.
Yes, I find that to be very important, as often as youth we have those great ideas and sometimes we implement them, but we don't know where to go and so forth. So when you touch on the idea of having speakers, that's mentorship, free information that you can get from this. So I encourage all people in tourism with small businesses, all entrepreneurs, do visit the summit. As you've heard, there are also exhibition stalls. There are still stalls that are available that you can come apply for, and also showcase your products or your services as well. So getting into the next question, what is the expected outcome of hosting the summit with regards to the Namibian tourism sector post-COVID, Mr. Chikalo?
Right, thank you. It's a great question, Priscilla. Few things really that we're expecting. Post-COVID, well, it's about readiness of the destination, which is called Namibia, to hold such a big event. Right, so what we are saying is we are now ready, even after we hit by COVID, that host an event like this. This is a continental event. To an extent, it's an international event because your speakers and many other participants are coming across the world, all corners of the world. So, so of course, with that, it's opening up to say we are ready as a destination, both for business events and then, of course, as a destination for tourism.
Yes.
And furthermore, we want to use this platform really to build an agenda for youth in tourism in Namibia. We're just not going to be, we're not going to have the summit and then leave it there. There are other initiatives that will be born out of this summit. With regard to youth entrepreneurship programs, mentorship programs, and all the necessary support, and probably training to an extent, depending on the partnership, that can, support us and support the youth in tourism. So, and this is what you were waiting for, but also then thereafter, you want to see the numbers, increasing in tourism arrival.
Yes.
The awareness of your destination must be, highlighted, of course. I've seen the numbers, again, we're doing with statistics. We were hit so much that we lost 90% of the business in terms of tourist arrivals in 2020. I've seen that there is a rise about 38% in 2021. And the indicators are there that if there's no another shock, whether COVID-related or other in the world, the wars as well and any other could be, I think we may reach about probably quarter of what we used to receive in 2019. So we're looking at multiple benefits that are coming out, but also then we're looking at partnerships among the young people of Africa. The Namibian youth can partner up with the youth in Botswana, Nigeria, Benin, Ghana, South Africa, and elsewhere, so that they can see, well, among our countries, and here we are, what are the opportunities are here in Namibia? What opportunities are there? What is that we can do together? What is that we can synchronize together, network together, that we can either cross-market or cross-package together? Because there are also other activities or many activities taking place among the young people in the world. So those events could either come here or go somewhere, but with the participation of our young people. And also the after, which is the biggest outcome we are looking at, really, that the young people will be inspired to start businesses. We know how the economics is doing. There's not much employment is in the formal sector. So we actually want to empower the young people to then start their businesses, actually. And those that have ideas, they will at least know where to go. Maybe they can link up with with a mentor or some kind of an institution that could help him or her shape, her startup or her business, really. So this is what we really, in a nutshell, we're waiting for from this event.
Yes. So it is quite important, like what you've touched on, the fact that it is going to open and grow our tourism industry. So this is not actually just for the youth, because once the tourism industry grows, it will also affect the rest of the Namibians in general once the economy picks up.
That's right.
So that's very good. So the next question is, how is the summit expected to affect the lives of the young Namibians, especially in the high unemployment that is rampaging the country? I think you touched a little bit
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
So if you could
I think-
expand on that.
I think it's okay. You know, it's a hard time. As I say, the economy is not doing well, so there's not a lot of growth in the economy. So therefore, in the formal sector, there's not a lot of employment being created. So then, what is our next hope? So our next hope for young people really is to become entrepreneurs themselves. And what we are saying is, let's bring tourism. I call it. Let's break down this tourism and realize what are the opportunities are there for young people in the sector. You know, there's a digital transformation taking place, you know, including in the tourism sector, and the young people are very active in using their mobile, phones and so on. But out of there are opportunities that you can be born, and then convert them into business ideas, convert them into enterprises, really. So it's just, what we are saying is young people should come, be part of this, and out of it, one, they could be connected to people who can fund them, who can mentor them, and then people that can partner up with themselves to just start businesses together, you know, whether in Namibia or across Africa or any other destination, you know, that is there. So out of those that are employed but have innovative ideas, who are, you know, have interest in tourism or travel and tourism, I think this is the right platform to be. And then it could just definitely support the ideas and support them to start and bring them into the network. Remember, business is about network. So that they know where to go when you are looking for what information. So, and I think this is one of the opportunities that really we could be. And out of it could be 5, 10 enterprises, you know, coming out of the summit just because of the network that they have built out of it. Yeah.
So Namibia, you have heard, do make sure that you do visit the Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge, to be inspired, to find new ideas, to start up your businesses, to connect, to network. So saying that, we would like to interact with you as well. So you can leave your comments at the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, Republic of Namibia on Facebook, as well as our MICT Namibia page on YouTube. And you can also call in studio at 061 400 397. So that's 061 400 397. So do leave your comments should you have any questions regarding the summit. And then coming back to our guest, Mr. Chikalo, can you briefly talk to us about the role of the World Tourism Organization and other international partners in the upcoming Africa Youth in Tourism Summit and Challenge?
Yeah, thank you so much. The conveners, it's owned, the event is owned by Africa Tourism Partners, so registered. So the African Tourism Partners play part of the administrative part and the marketing, and the UNWTO is basically their role in the world is their UN agency, specialized agency, responsible for development and promotion of sustainable tourism in the world. So they offer advisory services to member states. Namibia is a member state of the UNWTO, and therefore, again, the Africa Tourism Partners are partners or affiliate members of UNWTO. So each one is playing a role. So UNWTO, of course, are coming. They are sending one of the directors responsible for tourism in Africa and another director for innovation to come and share with ourselves, with the young people, and say, what is the agenda of UNWTO with regard to tourism development and youth, or youth involvement in tourism, and also vis-a-vis the whole sustainable development of tourism, including the innovation. So they're coming to dissect the entire global and travel and tourism sector to say, these are the opportunities that are there, that you as young people can look at. Look at these areas, look at these areas, these opportunities are there. So they're coming to share the expertise, but also then to support us, really, as a member state of the UNWTO, to just make sure that we push the agenda that's relevant for the young people in tourism.
Okay, so this is a perfect example of globalization, basically, creating one small village from people all over the world, sharing ideas, interacting, and growing together. Mr. Chikalo, staying with you, who are the Namibian key stakeholders that assisted you in making a realization of this summit?
Well, thank you. So many. Of course, the central government itself. Remember that this event has been endorsed by government. by a cabinet decision to say this is the event that we need to host. There are various ministries of education and higher education, innovation, technology. There are other partners as well. The Namibia Tourism Board themselves are here, the Investment Promotion Development Board, then other sponsors really that are coming in. I know about UNDP is one of the sponsors, GIZ another sponsor, private sector, we have Godwana that have sponsored, you have Dinapama sponsoring something. So there are various stakeholders really and partners, that made it really possible to come in. And well, we're going to host it for the next 2 years or 3 years. So we're also looking for more sponsors and more partners to join us to make this successful. And it's also not ended yet, because those that are able to extend their arm really to ensure that we promote tourism and we ensure that we bring the necessary information to the young people to start tourism enterprises in the country or in the sector, they can still join up and say, well, we have this to offer, we have this information to offer, and they can actually come through exhibitions, put up a stand and share this relevant information, because there's no need that we're sitting in office, we have information, but there are people that need it, they don't have it. So it's basically a call to all stakeholders and potential partners to say, come to the party, come to the partnership and really assist us to provide the information that's necessary for the young people, to develop themselves, to start businesses, and give them that necessary information, whether mentorship, whether financing, and other learning opportunities that could be there that your organization or another person's organization may have.
Okay. So I see we keep on bringing up the exhibitions and the stalls. I just quickly want to bring in, how can people register currently? Could you just give us that information quickly?
Thank you very much, Angela. Yes, of course, they can make contact with one of the coordinators within the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. Her name is Anna Shivute. They will then obviously have to fill up a form, and then they will be allocated a stand. And further on, they can just interact with the coordinator. We will definitely make sure that they are booked for the exhibition. And Angela, what makes it so exciting is, and we really have to applaud our government at this point in time for bringing it to us on a or actually free of charge basis. So you don't have to pay anything, and what you can receive is so much. And it's absolutely something that the youth will definitely, if they're serious about business, if they're serious to uplift themselves, their livelihoods, and they wanted to take tourism or they want to take their lives forward, this is the opportunity now. So the stands, again, as I said, I will definitely give the information through with regards to telephone numbers, but I can even share it right now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, they can talk to Anna Shivute at 081 210 5848. They can talk also to Mr. Philon Kaukasip, and his number is, if I can quickly come to my notes, 081 128 0903. So again, Anna Shivute, 081 210 5848, and Mr. Philon Kaukasip at 0811 280903.
Okay. Is there any online platforms that they can also apply, register on, or only those specific numbers?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. Registration is still open, and they can still apply online. They can still register online at www.youthtourismsummit.com, and they can then register physical attendance, or if they can also tune in virtually. Okay. So then they can just register online. We are so excited, Angela. We have got over 500 physical registrations so far. So it's really looking, people are hungry for that information, and that is actually what we wanted to see out of this whole summit, that people are really coming forward and grab the opportunity that is being on the table for them.
So staying with you, is the summit only for the youth, or is it also going to be beneficial to other people, entrepreneurs, and established businesses in the travel and tourism sector?
Yeah, although it's actually a targeted approach to empower the youth, no one is limited. You can come out in numbers because I'm sure that there is something for everybody to learn from, to train from, and also to exactly get the information that you are looking for. Because, Angela, what I've realized is after COVID, nothing is the same again. So you come out to the summit to really get that new ideas, to rethink about your business idea, to see how you can broaden your idea, how you can take your idea forward, and also to create a platform and build linkages through other Pan-Africanness. You really build that ideas with other people from the continent. That is the most exciting part, is about networking.
Okay. So just to confirm, even established businesses and people over 35 can also register for stalls?
Absolutely. It's open to everybody. It's absolutely open to everybody, and as I said, they must hurry because we've got only 60 stalls, and I believe that the number where we stand today, as of today, is already over 45 stalls that has been already taken up. So I believe that if somebody would really want to make use of the opportunity, they really have to hurry.
Yes.
We've got only a couple of days left.
So we do encourage you to come out and register and come showcase your services or products or whatsoever you might want to showcase. So Mr. Chikalo, coming back to you, what critical topics will be discussed during the summit, and who are the main speakers?
Wow. So many of them. I think one of them is issues on social media, digitalization. How do you use, the availability of the digital era, and of course technology for that matter, to establish enterprises out of it. So it's just not to use it for necessary communication, but how do you convert it into business? That's the center there. And number two is dissecting the business event, which is called the olden days MICE, which is meetings, incentives, conference, and events. Dissecting it because there are a lot of opportunities for young people that to become either professional event organizers, right, or otherwise, to be able to, do events. Then there are other topics, how to financial modeling for your businesses. Well, now you are a startup. How do you grow from, let's say an idea to a startup, and then from there is a medium enterprise and otherwise. So those topics will be dissected into details. And the speakers really are coming from all over, professors from universities, established and distinguished business owners, managing directors, chief executive officers, founders, in their own accord. They have been used, they established themselves. Now they are flourishing, they have these companies. They are coming to share their experience and say, how did I start? How did we start? What are the learning lessons, or what are the, what have we gone through, and share with the rest of others that want to start and say, well, these are the things we need to look at, these are the things that you need not to do and to do, but much in detail really. So the sponsors, and also from the tourism, and a lot of them are tourism experts as well, that are coming across Africa, in the world. I know the US, UK, Estonia, some experts are coming from there, Ghana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and everywhere. So there are speakers that are coming over there. So, and then the other one I want to highlight is really the issue of policy. We will have roundtable discussions with all the ministers level, where our Minister of Tourism, with the rest of ministers of tourism and environment, nature resource in various countries, coming and discussing the issues of policy. Our policy right for youth involvement in tourism and youth development. So they will discuss, and then there will be, of course, time for questions. It's basically saying, are we aligning ourselves right? Or probably then some country could be ahead in terms of the youth agenda and tourism, and they could share that experience as well. How are we doing it in Ghana? How are we doing in Benin? How are we doing it in Gambia? And how are we doing it elsewhere? And say, well, maybe we can emulate here and share that whole experience. So there's at the policy level, and then the technical level, and then zooming in into the issues of financials, really, that matters for an enterprise.
Yes. So much to look forward to. So once again, we would like to open our lines. We would like you to call in and give us your contributions. If should you have any questions, kindly do call in on 061 400 397. That is 061 400 397. Or you can also leave your comments on our Facebook page, which is the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, the Republic of Namibia. Or you could also join us on YouTube at our page, MICT Namibia. So coming back, last time your colleagues were here, we spoke about the competition that they were envisioning to take place during the summit. So could you kindly shed more light on that? The prizes, the winners, the incentives, what you can get from it, even just by participating.
Yeah, no, competition is let's just, the competition, the summit is in two folds, so to speak. Three folds, actually. There's the summit itself, right, which is starting officially on the 27th and going up to the 29th. But prior to the summit, there's a 26th that's set for masterclass training. And that is for Namibians. We've set it aside so that we get time for the experts really to give their knowledge to the young people. And I may say at this juncture that the young people who are either in business or want to start business, don't miss the 26th, because it's a day dedicated to Namibian youth entrepreneurs. Right. Then the other part is then the exhibition, which we spoke about. Again, as much as open to everyone, but we are saying if there are young people there, they will get the preference.
Yes.
If young people of products and services, those are the ones who get preference. Then the third component really is the challenge that you've asked me. The challenge really is a competition where it's now closed on the 20th June, where they were required to pitch their ideas, their new products and services. And then there is a panel of judges that then evaluate, and out of it there will be now winners. Okay, there will be a winner who run out. The winner will, there's a prize actually for the winner, I may say, is a 1,000 US dollar. The intention of that prize is to support that idea, to give him or her that amount or that money that she needs to start that business, because that idea is excellent. So it's a start type of capital or seed into that particular business. Then the first and the second runner-up will win each a 500 US dollars. But together with it, doesn't end there, it's mentorship. They will be pegged to a mentor, depending on the area of need, whether finances or otherwise, or marketing and what have you, to be mentored for a period of 1 year, just to support that particular idea, to be able then to win. But then with that as well, on the winning side, we have Godwana Collection, again has extended their arm to say, well, if you want a winner or a runners-up, we're giving you vacation actually in some of their portfolios or lodges across the country. So free of charge as a sponsor, but as them understanding also the need of our young people. So those are the prices that are pegged towards the challenge really. And I'm glad to say there were about 87
Applicants.
Yeah, applicants who bid for the challenge, and out of it there were about 33 of them were Namibian businesses, which is fine. So we're waiting and hoping for the best. That if the ideas were good, why not? If we're 33 out of 87, I think it's a good number in terms of participation towards the competition.
And I found it an important aspect to bring in. Although the competition itself did close on the 20th, because Namibia is hosting it for the next 2-3 consecutive years, at least you give that awareness so people prepare, because next year it gives them time to put their affairs in order and actually come and participate as well.
For sure. Yeah.
So when is the next African Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge envisioned to take place? And is it likely to be hosted in other regions, or is it just going to be specific in Windhoek? Is that something you've thought about, or?
Well, I think we thought about it anyway. One is we want to revolve this or host it in one or two other regions. And we actually wanted to have it in Swakop this year, but because of the initial start of the bigger event, we had to host it in Windhoek. So next year, really, I think Swakopmund or Erongo region must prepare.
Yes.
And then we want to host it in Erongo region. And remember that Swakopmund and the entire Erongo region is basically like a hub of tourism in Namibia. That's where it will be hosted, and then the decision will be made where we'll host it in the other year. The date, we have not yet established the date. We know we are hosting it in July. We're looking at the challenges that we are facing. One, actually, few challenges. One is availability of accommodation and so on, because it's our high season. So it will be between probably May and July, maybe before in high season or around July again, but it's definitely between May and July. So that then there's still seats available, seats in terms of flight, but also then accommodation available and the other facilities that we want the participant delegates and speakers really to enjoy, and anyone who's participating in the summit.
Okay, so sticking with you, Mr. Chikala, so for more information, how can we contact you, or is there any other information that you would like to share with us that we didn't touch on?
Well, I think the contacts will, the program, we just finalized the last program, but the indicative program or tender program has been on the website. So if you just go on that website, youthtourismsummit.com, a lot of information is there. Of course, we've shared about registration. It's not closed, and I think probably by tomorrow we need to close it. It's closing, so that we at least have a final list. There will be a Zoom link shared for those that are virtually participants. Okay. And then what we are saying as well is there's an opportunity here, except the summit itself. A lot of people that are coming in for the first time. So what we're saying to the tourism sector and the rest of the other sectors here, why don't we optimize for the availability here? So we're looking it forward really for either tour operators or the industry coming forward and say, well, there are some speakers and delegates who are coming slightly earlier, a day or two earlier, and then leaving up maybe 2 days later or 3 days later. And those people should not be just contained in Windhoek. Yes, in Windhoek, but even in the outskirts of Windhoek to see what we can offer as Namibia. And even those who have 2-3 days, you can take them up to Sossusvlei, Swakopmund, and elsewhere, that they need to go, depending on the availability of time. So those opportunities are there. And tour operators, we urge them to register and provide their packages on the website, really, so that people can, pick up. But again, maybe picking up one stand or one exhibition desk and say, we have daily packages when you are open, after the summit ends. Yes. What will people do here? Well, we'll have cocktails and around, but again, there could be an hour in between. You take them to our National Museum, to our Heroes Acre, and to Katutura for Kapana test, and this is the Namibian way, and so forth and so on. Those opportunities are there. And really what we want to say is, we are hosting, so I think we want the best experience to our guests that are coming in, so that they can come back again in numbers the next year when we host the event. Yes. So I think those are some of the information I just wanted to share. And let's join together. This is our event, not only the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, but for all of us really as Namibia, and we need to be proud of it.
Yeah, so Namibia, you do hear, come out and show out. So we do have a caller on the line, Abdul from Windhoek. Welcome. Any contributions?
Yeah, good afternoon, my sister. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, Abdul?
I'm doing okay. Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon to your listeners, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Any contributions?
Yeah.
You can share, Abdul.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, first of all, it's a good topic that you present, and Africa youth tourists and the growth of Africa. And the second thing is it's very good for you to own it in Windhoek, which is the capital city of Namibia, and the heart of Africa. in general in terms of tourist movement. The second thing, an Africa youth. We are always calling this one to be a tourist site where SADC is one of the great places in Africa that is also needed. Most of this development that you are bringing close to the SADC site and within the Africa continent. So we are just requesting on to see this part of elements that I'm going to mention in transportation. In the discussions of your topic, please, this is a request. Look on the transport. Most of you want to do trade and business ideas they have as you are making it to be most of the platform that you want to discuss in. But most of the lack of opportunity is that transportation is very high. Airplane is very high ticket, one. If somebody wants to travel in their road, I'm not saying from West Africa or East Africa, just even including SADC here, it's very hard for youth to participate in idea making by transporting systems, and you cannot be doing transport or do anything without money. You can have all that you have the idea, but if you do not have the hand, the upper hand, then it will be hard for that youth, whether it be in West Africa or any part of Africa, SADC, wherever we are, it's very hard for us to participate. And sometimes also the challenge that we have to put in, the opportunities are not leveling in terms of how can I put it in terms of connection. Most of the time, people connecting by opportunity. So my take is that how are you going to assist somebody, a youth who is not connected by whether politically or by any members that are organizing certain occasions? How are you going to connect these people so that their view and remarks can be able to hear by their part of partners in different countries in the Africa continent, within the other continents around the globe. So that is one of the things that when you are going to put this summit or discussions, this in case I may not able to be there, but my heart could be there by you being giving me opportunity. If I could able to come there and see me physically and then raise my questions, but in case I cannot go there, so certain things I wanted you to see on that particular platform. So thank you very much, my dear sister and listeners.
Thank you.
Let us go for your African Youth Tourist Day ahead of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abdul, for that contribution.
Okay, bye.
Good day. I think what he was trying to touch on is something you mentioned, but you mentioned very briefly. He might have missed it. So for people who might not be in Windhoek, who might not be in Namibia, who would like to take part, you touched on virtual participation.
Yeah,
I think maybe if we could elaborate on that for him to make it clear that you don't have to be in Namibia specifically, although it would be better for the exhibitions, obviously, where you'd have to be here, but you don't have to be here physically, but you can still participate.
Yeah, once again, thank you very much, Angela. Right in the beginning, I've mentioned that for people who cannot physically attend the summit, you always have the innovative idea through virtual links that you can now absolutely, you can register online and you'll get the daily link of all the happenings, all the activities that will take, the full program that you can virtually attend. And that's as good as you sit in the wall, physically attend the summit. So please do not be limited that you won't be physically there. There's other means and opportunities that you can also make use of.
If I can just add there, in indeed it's true. I think one of the challenges, the biggest challenge that we experience is the issues of connectivity, flights into Namibia. Well, it's either through South Africa, Joburg and over here, or Cape Town over here, or then through Addis Ababa to Windhoek, or through Frankfurt, which is Eurowings, and now
Doha.
through Qatar, Doha, you could come through. But again, I think it's business is about demand and supply. So therefore, I mean, where there is little movement, of course, when you have events like this, the prices are always not so cheap.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of flights that are coming in here. But by the way, and I think until Africa or ourselves start doing some activities like this, so that then you create a demand, and then with creating that demand in terms of traveling into Africa and among ourselves, whether SADC or elsewhere, then the business partners or the businesses in airlines will now see there is a movement going in there. So they need seat capacity or increase seat capacity, and things like this can grow. But I mean, my colleague has said it, for those who are able to come, well, they've registered, let them come, and for those who are unable to come, we've made sure that they miss nothing really through the virtual or Zoom links that will be provided.
I think that's also a very important thing to touch on when we touched on networking. So if somebody sacrifices, makes a plan, and makes sure that they attend, they create these networks that now they know somebody in Namibia.
Absolutely.
So next time somebody from Namibia might go to their country, they have a host, somebody who will be able to also accommodate them. So that's very important, networking. So once again, just to repeat, the website is www.youthtourism.com. You'll be able to find all the information that you need there, how to apply the exhibitions, how to apply for a stall as well, and so forth. If you would like to attend virtually, all the links will also be on there. So should you like to apply for a stall, like you said, you can contact Ms. Anna Shivute. The number will be provided on the website as well.
Yes.
Okay, and you can also contact Mr. Philemon Gaugaseb at +264 811 280 903. So any final thoughts that you'd like to share in order to make sure as many people show up as possible?
Well, we are looking forward to some exciting events that are coming forth. And over and above, we are looking forward to the information and that we can gain and that the youth can gain through the summit. We're also looking forward to really for them to come with their ideas and to meet up with the expertise. But I cannot overemphasize, Angela, that this opportunity is created for the youth. And they are our leaders for tomorrow. So if they are not there to grab this opportunity, who should this information then transfer to? So please, youngsters of Namibia, but over and above everybody, they are welcome to come out in numbers. Do make sure that you register for physical attendance. And we look forward to welcome you. And even next year will be bigger and better than this year. Thank you very much.
Mr. Shikalo, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think from my side is the program is set. As said, I just want to go through in terms of the days. 26 is the most important day among especially potential entrepreneurs in tourism. Our young people should not miss that opportunity. The opportunity is here, right here, in our courtyard. So those who are able to make it, really, please make it, both physically and also then virtually. And then there will be an official opening of that event on the 27th, that morning. Again, it's good to be there. Yes, well, we aimed to have the Excellency opening it, but I think the Excellency will not be available now. We just got new message, but our minister will then officially open the event, and there will be other ministers from other African countries that have confirmed to be coming. And then again, the summit follows, but every evening of the 3 nights, or the 4 nights, so to speak, there will be what we call a network cocktails. And it's important because it's a relaxed mode where now you can talk to the speakers that spoke about the subject that you're interested in. You want to connect somebody you've seen on the list coming from an institution that provides funding or mentorship and network. So we're also encouraging the young people really It's not only after attending the summit and you leave, but also then networking, because business is about networking, tourism is about networking, and so that you can pick up the links that you need to pick up, really. And we're looking forward for greater participation by Namibians and Africa at large. So let's have this, let's pave our way, our own way, in terms of creating the employment that we need to create, and especially through business and enterprise development.
Okay, thank you so much for coming into studio and letting us know. So from Angela Sittenbeko here at the Government Information Center and the production crew, Namibia, we wish you farewell.